Hey guys, in the last video we have seen how we updated this particular site ID name field to blank. So what we'll do, we'll try to delete this same record. So I will simply use the delete API. So what I will do, I will create a renewal class. I will give this name as renewal class 3 here. So here also we'll use the same concept. Initially we'll use a query object, we'll use a delete object, and we'll use a delete statement object. Okay, so we are going to do modification in event side table. So I will define a buffer initially here in event side. Now the first thing is that what we are going to do, we are going to so we'll form a query first. So what I will say SysDA query object, and here I will say query object equals to new SysDA query object, because we need to select the records, what all records we need to delete. So I'll say here invent site, and we'll close this one. Okay, now as usual we select the field initially, right? So here we'll do the same thing. So with the help of my query object, I could use this projection, and then I could add those fields. So I will say query object dot projection, then I can add those fields. I will say add as a field str and invent site. So which field I'm interested in site ID field. So I will close the braces here. Okay, now I need to also put a where clause, right? Because else it will it will delete everything. So here I need to use my where clause, and inside my where clause, if you have seen previous videos, you might have learned the syntax now. So we are going to use the SysDA query expression here. So we'll say new. I'm going to use a equal expression here. So let me write what we are doing, what type of query we are forming. So we are delete using SysDA, and the query that we are forming here is delete from invent site, where invent site dot site id equals to it was DE001, right? Let me see. Yeah, DE001. Copy and paste. So we are going to use simply this statement. So we are writing exactly the same statement here. Okay, so then here again I need to use my left hand and right hand query expression. So in my left hand I need to select my site ID field. So it's a new SysDA field expression, this one. Here I need to pass, so then I need to pass my table. My table is nothing, that is invent site, and then I need to pass, here I will say field str, and then we'll pass the invent site ID field listing here, site ID. We'll close this, and then I will now will provide this value. So again I will say new, let's say SysDA value expression, and here I will simply pass the value. My value is D001. And we'll close this one, and at the end we'll close these two braces as well. So close. So now our queries are nicely ready. So then we need to define our delete object. So I will say SysDA delete object. I will say delete object equals to new SysDA delete object, and then to have my query, SysDA query object. So we're doing this query object is needed here. Query object. As we are doing in every video, we need a SysDA delete statement, right? As we have SysDA update statement, insert statement. So similarly, we have SysDA delete statement. I will define an object stmt. I will say equals to. I will say new SysDA delete statement. I will close this braces. Here I will say stmt dot delete, and I will pass my delete object here. So my delete object is this one. So I'll say delete object, this one, and I will close this. So this is a transaction. So again, I need to use my TTS begin and commit here. And at the end, I could also add one statement here that will actually update how many records are updated, even though it is only one. But still, let's write this statement there as well. So we'll say info str fmt. I will say number of records updated. We'll say this. Let me put here single braces only. And we'll say invent site dot row count. So we have this function row count. So I need to close these two braces here. So I will say 1 2. This is going to provide me a number, right? So I need to convert this to a string. So I'll use any to str any to str, this function. So I will start my braces here, and this should be closed here. That's it. So let me execute this. So my build is completed, and I have executed this runnable class, and you see the number of records that get updated, or I should write here deleted in info statement. So deleted is 1. So even if you go to SQL here, when I run this query, so now we are not seeing this DE001 site ID. So let me explain one more time code here. So we are using the SysDA API here. So first of all, we want to delete the records from our invent site. So that's why we need to create a query object for that. So we define the query object. Now inside our query object, we need to add a table, in which table we are going to do the delete modification. Okay, so we simply added our invent site table. Then we added what all fields we need. Since we were only interested in the site ID field, so we selected that one. Then we put a where clause, which all records we want to delete. Then we use this SysDA equal expression here. Then at the right hand side, we added a condition where SysDA field expression. That is, field expression means we are simply going to use this field. Okay, so This is the code for this one, line number 20, and in line number 21 we simply added the value, the equals to value, that is D001. So we formed our query. We selected the site ID field from our invent site ID, and we said where invent site ID dot site ID equals to D001. Okay, so now to execute this one, we need to define the statement like SysDA delete statement. Okay, so then we use this delete function. Inside this delete function, we need to pass a SysDA delete object. So that's why we created a new object, delete object, and we pass our query object there. And at the end, we simply executed this one. Then at the end, we printed how many records get deleted. Here instead of that, I should have write deleted. Okay, and here we use this row count function. Since this is going to return a integer, so we typecasted it to string using any2str function. So here is the end of SysDA API. So we have seen everything like how to use the while statement, how to insert, how to update, and in this video we see how to delete. So thank you for watching this video.